you all to the inaugural session of first Bio-Innovators Meet with Falling Worlds Lab and 6th Entrepreneurship Summit 2022. So let us begin the auspicious occasion by the Invocation Song performed by Deep Chaudhuri, a student of Adamas University.
Hello. यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारतः मद्भुत्थानमद्धर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजात्रहम् यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारतः मद्भुत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजात्रहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतं धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे 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 युगे. Thank you. I'm sorry for my. I'm really sorry.
Thank you very much. So it was a huge part from your end that you tried till the end. So now I would like to request Professor Samit Ray, Chancellor, Adamas University, to lead the dignitaries to the dais for the lamp lighting ceremony. I request the kind presence of Professor Dipendra Kumar Jha, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Adamas University, Dr. Shubhra Ranjan Chakraborty, Director Operations, BIRAC, Mr. Shudipto Porel, Joint Secretary, Department of Science and Technology and Biotechnology, Government of West Bengal, Mr. Matthew Mattam, Chairman, Youth Aid Foundation, Dr. Swapnil Sinha, CEO, BioNest, IIT Guwahati, Mr. Ujjwal Kumar Chaudhary, Strategic Advisor, and Dr. Shoptoshi Chatterjee, Chief Coordinator, BIRAC, Yuva Center, to grace the occasion. Let the light spread knowledge and enlighten the society in true spirit. Thank you all. I request everyone to please take the seat. I would now request our Honorable Chancellor of Adamas University to felicitate the chief guest of the program, Dr. Shubhra Ranjan Chakraborty, Director Operations, BIRAC, Government of India. Shubhra Ranjan Chakraborty. Thank you, sir, for doing the honor. I now request Professor Dipendra Kumar Jha, Vice Chancellor, Adamas University, to felicitate our guest of honor, Mr. Shudipto Porel, Joint Secretary, Department of Science and Technology and Biotechnology, Government of West Bengal. Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor Ujjwal Kumar Chaudhary, Strategic Advisor, Adamas University and member, Board of Director, Youth Aid Foundation, for felicitating Mr. Matthew Mattam, Chairman, Youth Aid Foundation. Thank you very much, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. Shoptoshi Chatterjee, Director Incubation and Chief Coordinator Yuva Center, Adamas University, to felicitate Dr. Swapnil Sinha, Innovator and Entrepreneur, CEO, IIT Guwahati, Bionist, and founder of Alternostics Labs Private Limited. Thank you very much. I now request Dr. Shoptoshi Chatterjee to hand over floral greetings to Honorable Chancellor Professor Samit Ray as a token of love and respect. Thank you, sir. I request Dr. Moshumi Shaha to hand over floral greetings to Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir Professor Dipendra Kumar Jha as a mark of respect and acknowledgement. Thank you. I request now Professor Rudra Prasad Shaha, Dean School of Life Science and Biotechnology, Adamas University, to honor Professor Ujjal Kumar Chaudhary, Strategic Advisor, Adamas University, and Board Member, Youth Aid Foundation. Thank you, sir. So now I request all the dignitaries to please take the seat. So without much delay, now I request Dr. Shoptoshi Chatterjee to deliver the welcome note of today's program.
Vasudeva Kutumbakam. The world, one family. Good afternoon, one and all present here. It is my proud privilege to stand before this august gathering as we just conclude the Diamond Jubilee celebration of India's independence, popularly known as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and embark a journey towards self-reliant nation. I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Shubhranjan Chakraborty, Director Operations, BIRAC, Government of India, Mr. Sudipto Porel, Joint Secretary, Science, Technology and Biotechnology, Government of West Bengal, Mr. Matthew Matem, Chairperson, Youth Aid Foundation, Dr. Swapnil Sinha, CEO, Bionest, IIT Guwahati, our patron and beloved Chancellor of Adamas University, Professor Samit Ray, Vice Chancellor, Professor Dipendra Kumar Jha, Professor Ujjal Kumar Chaudhary, and Professor Rudra Prasad Shaha. I thank all the deans, directors, and HODs for their kind support and presence in today's session this afternoon. Adamas University is proud and fortunate to host the first Bio-Innovators meet with Falling Walls Lab and the 6th Young Entrepreneurs Summit, jointly organized by the eUva Center, Adamas University, supported by BIRAC and Youth Aid Foundation. The program is being organized in association with Institutions Innovation Council, Adamas University, Center for Incubation, and School of Life Sciences and Biotechnology. Innovation and entrepreneurship are two pillars on which the country envisioned to strive towards becoming Atmanirbhar. Likewise, I feel honored to represent and welcome you on behalf of Adamas University, that is an entrepreneurial venture of our beloved Chancellor, Professor Samit Ray, who has created Adamas University with the vision to pursue excellence. The journey of a founder chancellor of an university from a tutorial home remains as an inspiration imbibed among the faculty members, staff, and student members of Adamas University. The support of BIRAC in establishing eUva Center, which is one of the 10 such centers in India and the only one in West Bengal, has been pivotal in bringing bio-innovation translational research in eastern part of the country. I convey my sincere acknowledgement for their generous support. The support of Youth Aid Foundation in organizing this event demands a special mention Their role in bringing the National Summit to Adamas University, Kolkata, West Bengal will bear greater fruit and aid the process of creating and nurturing startup ecosystem in this part of the country. I welcome more than 120 grassroots entrepreneurs as participants from 13 plus states of India for their commitment towards exploring opportunities in startup. I hope that your stay in the City of Joy would bring a great learning and networking experience, bringing value to your business. I also take this opportunity to thank the university authorities, administration, and management for extending their fullest support in conducting and planning this event. Once again, I welcome the guests, participants, and all others present here. I finally take this opportunity to request Professor Samit Ray, Chancellor, Adamas University, to preside over the inaugural session and deliver the presidential address. Please, sir.
Good afternoon, one and all present here. I welcome Dr. Shubhra Ranjan Chakraborty, Director Operation BIRAC, Government of India, Mr. Sudipta Poral, Joint Secretary Science Technology, Biotechnology, Government of West Bengal, Mr. Matthew Mattam, Chairperson Youth Aid Foundation, Dr. Shapnonil Sinha, CEO Bionest IIT Guwahati, and our own Professor Dipendra Kumar Jha, Vice Chancellor Adamas University, Professor Ujjwal Kumar Chaudhuri, and Dr. Saptarshi Chatterjee, the organizer of this program, all deans and directors. It gives me immense pleasure to see a galaxy of entrepreneurs from more than 13 states coming to Adamas University for the first Bio-Innovation Meet with Falling Walls Labs and 6th Yesummit 2022. Adamas University has been a mentor of innovation and entrepreneurship development, giving major thrust in technological as well as social entrepreneurships. We always believe in transforming the students into job givers rather than job seekers. I myself, being an entrepreneur, is aware of the challenges faced, handled, and to be overcome during this journey. Despite of this, we constantly strive for innovation, especially bio-innovation, towards well-being of the society. The most critical parameter for success in today's context is collaboration and non-competitions. I feel impressed to see an gathering of the organizations, including industries, academic institutions, government departments, incubations, centers coming together and hand-holding towards the development of entrepreneurship through encouragement, mentorship, and support in various forms. India has been carrying a legacy of discoveries and innovations. However, today, inculcating the spirit of innovation among the youth is of pivotal importance. Likewise, I hope the opportunity to be selected for the Global Falling Walls Lab in Berlin, Germany through this event would not only add feeder to the participant or the event, but uphold the model of the innovators providing the global platform. I thank BIRAC, Government of India, for helping us establish the only eJoba Center in West Bengal, and we expect a quantum leap in the generation of innovations and bio-based startups from this part of the country. I thank Youth Aid Foundations for taking this initiative in bringing young entrepreneurs summit to West Bengal towards the promotion of startup. I hope this program would provide an appropriate platform for the startups, entrepreneurs, aspirants, innovators, and for improving their acumen and scope for networking. I wish the program a grand success. Let us all work together for a self-reliant nation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such kind words. Now I request Mr. Matthew Mattam, Chairperson, Youth Aid Foundation and co-organizer of this event, to come up and give a brief introduction of the event, highlighting the purpose and schedule. Sir, please.
Dignitaries on the dais, members of jury, guests, participants for Accelerator, Bio-Meet and Incubators. India's average age of population is 28.7 years. Almost 40% of India's population between 13 to 35 years. This is the population getting ready to enter into the job market. It is among this population there is a highest rate of unemployment in the country. It is heartening to see that universities are changing its curriculum. Education is becoming liberal, skill-oriented, innovative, and promoting business mindset among the students, taking priority over knowledge imparting. We are proud that Adamas University has become pioneer in promoting liberal education, skilling, innovation, and this meet is an example. We are really congratulate the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, as well as faculty members going beyond present day education model and modeling the education fitting to 21st century skilling requirement. At the same time, we are indebted to the university for partnering with the Youth Aid Foundation to promote micro-entrepreneurship among first generation grassroots young entrepreneurs in the country. This is the 6th Summit we are organizing consecutively, and first one being outside Maharashtra. Youth Aid Foundation is a special purpose vehicle promoted by Center for Youth Development Activities, an organization pioneer in the field of youth development in the country almost 23 years ago. Youth Aid Foundation was registered in 2017, and so far the foundation has trained 16,000 young entrepreneurs from different parts of the country until today, and we are continuously in touch with almost 6,000 of them. And our dream is to reach 1 million micro-entrepreneurship by 2030. And I am sure that with a collaborative approach, it is easily doable. Few of them are gathered here, and coming days, we will be hearing their business ideas as well as business growth plans. And we are also happy to say that one of the most charismatic persons, Professor Ujjakumar Chowdhury, who is one of the founding members of the foundation, and Sonia Garcha, a member of board of directors, presents during this summit. We are extremely happy to have excellent speakers and jury members, guests like Dr. Ansari, who have come specially from Dubai to be part of this program. On this occasion of India's 75th anniversary, it has been our dream to bring 75 micro-entrepreneurs for this summit from more than 10 states of India who will be present their business growth plans, along with 35 incubators who will be presenting their new ideas next to 2 days. We indeed to create an ecosystem to learn and grow for them. While traveling to Kolkata, I was reading a book written by Mr. Binod Chowdhury, one of the billionaires in Nepal, who is known for YY noodles. He said, a good entrepreneur is one who does not wait for people to come to them. He or she reaches to the people. He also says that a person who doesn't consider number seriously will never be successful in business. One learns business by doing it, not by watching being done. With the presence of these august members gathered here, I am sure that we will have excellent environment in this wonderful university campus to learn more so that each one can earn more. Wishing all the best for the accelerators, incubators, and participants of the BioMeet. Once more thanking the university for this collaboration, wishing every participant the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for giving us a brief idea of the event. Now I request our chief guest, Dr. Shubhra Ranjan Chakraborty, Director Operations, BIRAC, Government of India, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon all. Honorable Chancellor Sir, Professor Shamit Roy, Vice Chancellor Sir, dignitaries onto the stage, dais, and all professors, the faculty members of Adams University, and students, and all the participants. Thank you very much for inviting me to this event. I am really honored and really amazed to see the kind of infrastructure that you have built in this university. And as you all know, I think maybe in the dais most of the people are aware of this, but for the people who are in the audience, the BIDAC is, the full form is Biotechnology Industry Research Assistant Council, and it is a part of Department of Biotechnology. It was developed in 2012. So it's a visionary of Professor M.K. Wan, who was the Secretary of Department of Biotechnology at that time in 2012, created this, it's a not-for-profit public sector unit. It's a Section 8 company. So the role of BIDAC is to implement or to create the ecosystem where we can have like more of the research can say to the go as a product or can reach to the public or to the society for the societal cause. So for that, I think 10 years we have completed. We recently celebrated 10 years of BIDAC on 9th and 10th June. We had a very big event in Delhi. Prime Minister came and inaugurated that. And we have a startup expo, so almost 300 startups that came into the and participated. So they showed their product. It's not only the startups, even the enablers. So BIDAC has created at different places, different enabling equipment like facilities, incubators, organization like tech transfer organization. We have also the regulatory or the IP understanding to percolate that one, how to deal with the business and how to move forward with respect to when you are developing a product or developing anything, that how you go forward. In addition to that, also to share some of the risk that during the product development people faces. So this comes as a grant which starts from very early stage. As you know that we have EUVA fellows who are coming from the universities who can think of some innovative ideas and utilize this EUVA centers or other incubation centers and see their ideas moving forward. Then move to the big grant, which is the Biotechnology Ignition Grant, which is one of the key the scheme of BIRAC. And it is not too much of money, around 50 lakh that has been given as a grant. As you move forward with the product at different level, I mean, goes to the commercialization. So we have product commercialization plan, the PCP grants or the PCP loans. We have different sort of equity schemes that comes up with respect to some of the investors that we call, and then provide either as a equity-based loan or as a fund to the companies. So this is how we have now around 74 incubators all over India. And honestly, I mean, if we see the biotech incubators list, West Bengal, we have fortunately one EU center which is in the Adams University. I mean, thanks for that, for continuing this momentum or initiating this. And I think we need to move forward much further. I mean, it's good to see that we have people from 13 different states that has come. Everybody has an inspiration to become an entrepreneur. And it's not a very easy path. I can give the example of mine. I mean, mine in a sense that I was, before BIRAC, I was in industry, which is known as it's a biotech company, Shanta Biotech, which was known for its first recombinant hepatitis B vaccine that has come into the market. But it's not a very simple story. I mean, if we just try to understand the person who has developed it, he was also, as an entrepreneur like all of you, started with nothing. So he has no knowledge with respect to the biotech field. He's coming as an electronic or the electrical engineer. He used to work in a battery company. And he came out of that company, and he has gone to a conference just to understand, I mean, how the bio industry is moving on. And at that time, I mean, we were totally dependent on the medicines or any vaccine that is coming from outside. And when any multinational is selling to this developing or the poor country, they have to subsidize because the government have to subsidize. So they were kind of a burden. I mean, we were kind of a burden. This is expressed into that conference. And he was adamant that can we do it by ourselves. He came back and he led to 60 scientists in India just to develop any vaccine that we can do it. He said, I will try to get some money from wherever I can. So he got response from 1 or 2 scientists from all over India. One scientist from US, he responded, Indian person, that yes, we can do a hepatitis B vaccine. He took help of Osmania University and CCMB in Hyderabad. And sir is here, some loan from TDB, Technology Development Board. I think it was the first loan into the biotech regime that he has got. But that may not be enough because need to get some more money. So need to go for, I mean, more other way to get money from a different investors. You need to convince. And there was no business has been done for this vaccine because it was not in the immunization pipeline, hepatitis B vaccine, but still you have to educate people, you have to create the market. There are a lot of work, a lot of challenges that is there. Still, those challenges has been taken, and today, I think the Shanta Biotech, when it was sold to Sanofi, one of the multinational in the bio healthcare sector, the valuation was more than 3,000 crore of this company. So these are the success stories that we can take up. Right now, I mean, within BIRAC, we see that we have around 5,000, more than 5,500 startups in the bio sector. Bioeconomy is one of the economy that is growing in India. And biotechnology or the healthcare sector or bioagri, we have environmental issues. So all this linked to the bio, it's created the bioeconomy. And bioeconomy played a major role for the overall Indian economy or Indian growth. If we read, we have published a Bioeconomy 2022 very recently. It has been launched. So if you see 2020 to 2021, we had 14% growth in the bioeconomy. So overall value of the bioeconomy is 2021 end is around $80 billion. And the target within 2025, it has to reach into $150 billion. So there are many sectors in the bio region that is playing a major role. 2021, we know that COVID played a major role because the COVID economy itself is 1/5 of what we have total created with respect to the bioeconomy. And I think the all the government played a very significant role being so dynamic and created either the vaccines or the testing facilities or the kits and all these things, because we can do it. I mean, in India, we are so agile that if we have given a problem, we are in a situation that we need to sort it out. I think we can do it within a very short time. And this has been shown specifically for this particular pandemic time. But definitely we need to be prepared. And for many other pandemic that may come in future, there are a huge scope that we can prepare ourselves by now itself. Coming to the different startups or the innovative ideas, I think there are plenty of examples that we need innovation in India. There are plenty of places, even for the COVID vaccine manufacturing, we had a situation that we are dependent on many of the raw materials that is required for manufacturing of the COVID vaccines are coming from outside. Plastic wares, very simple plastic wares are coming from outside, and there is a condition for that particular country that they have to supply first to their country and then give it to other countries. So we basically had kind of a situation where we did not get those materials. What we are trying to see that what we call is more Atmanirbhar, self-reliant. Let us make more of this thing. We started with hepatitis B, where we used to buy hepatitis B, the imported vaccine of 3,000 rupees per dose. Now we are buying around 50 rupees per dose. Even that time also it has been crashed so much. So if we can create, it is not only the price. Self-reliance is important because you will not be dependent on anybody else. So there are plenty of areas that we can innovate, we can become an entrepreneur, and we can make those in India. I think we just have to look around. We have to see what are the things that is already done. And to being an entrepreneur, I don't think you need to start from the scratch. There are already plenty of technologies available, which we need to have a scale up. We need to manufacture in a higher scale, starting from your waste disposal. I mean, regular waste that is coming, waste to energy. One of the area that is, I think, in future, where we will be moving into. So the waste to energy, there are multiple technologies are there, which are in a very small scale, the proof of concept has been done. Now it's the time to take by some of us and take it to the next level. So I wish you all the best to take all these different innovations that is coming up, to take it to the next level. And I think from the government of India, government of West Bengal, we are here to support, because we know that this is the way we need to move forward. We have to be self-reliant. So thank you very much. Thank you again for inviting me here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your views, experience, and words of wisdom. So now I request Mr. Shudipto Porel, Managing Director at West Bengal Biotech Development Corporation, Joint Secretary, Department of Science and Technology and Biotechnology, Government of West Bengal, to share his idea about this event.
Respected Chancellor Sir, Vice Chancellor Sir, respected dignitaries on the dais, and revered participants of this great event. First of all, I would like to extend my gratitude and thanks to this university for organizing this grand event, which is, I think, is need of the hour, because West Bengal is lagging behind in making the golden handshaking between the industry and academics, which Government of India is trying, Government of West Bengal is trying to make a reality. Because I want to utter few words to understand the disconnect and mismatches which is affecting and creeping the entire ecosystem of this entrepreneurship, promotion of intellectual property rights, etc. I think this university is taking a very leading role, pioneering role in encouraging this entrepreneurship, development of entrepreneurship, and protection of intellectual rights. And all this action I have noticed even in the inaugural ceremony of this incubation center of the university, I could notice the vibrancy and energy of the university. So we have decided on behalf of the government of West Bengal to organize another meet in the university on 25th of this month in presence of our Honorable Minister, Department of Science and Technology, and Principal Secretary of the department. And I would like the august presence of Chancellor Sir and Vice Chancellor Sir in the meet. We will discuss in details how we are lagging behind in promoting this intellectual property and linking this intellectual property preservation, protections with the entrepreneurship. And I think, I don't know why our universities in our states, colleges, they are lagging behind in protecting the intellectual property rights. As for the statistics, the available in all India scenario, the state is lagging behind in these respects. So we are trying to develop that. I don't know why. It may be a psychological problem. In West Bengal, maybe academic worlds, this type of patenting or linking industry with the academics is being looked down upon, I personally feel. So that time we are surging ahead, and I think this type of misunderstanding or wrong understanding in time we will try to overcome it, and I think we are on that right path. For example, I will try to give some example to give you the exact scenario of intellectual property, which is very needed in protecting the right and to develop the entrepreneurship in our country, in our state. In intellectual property, there are two prime aspects. One is patenting, obviously, and second is geographical indication. In intellectual property protection in our state, we are lagging behind. We are ranking 10th, which is far away from leading state like Maharashtra. So far, Maharashtra has filed 4,741. They have got actually 4,741 patents till date. While in West Bengal, we have got till date 601, only 611 patents in our states. So it's a very savvy picture. We are not intellectually inferior, rather the opposite idea is prevailing in our society. But maybe we are pioneer in submitting the paper and getting it recognized worldwide, while in filing the patent and getting the patent granted, we are poor 10th in the country. So this is one aspect. Again, in protecting the geographical indication in the state, we are better than patenting, but yet we are 6th in the country. Leading is Karnataka, then Tamil Nadu, then Kerala, then UP, then we. And similarly, in patent filing, Maharashtra is the leading country, leading state, then Tamil Nadu, then Karnataka, etc., etc. So we can easily link with the industry and patenting and protection of intellectual property, because all these states I have mentioned, they are leading in the industry. So there is a mismatch, and we can easily understand the mismatch, why it is happening. Because industry needs the patenting and protection of intellectual property, while academics and academic world can help in achieving that particular goal. Even some professors, some researchers, they are doing their patent, but it is not being commercialized. That is one aspect that is very much, we feel that is to be redressed properly. Otherwise, this golden handshaking we are proposing between the industry and academic world, that will never happen. So in West Bengal, we are trying, as Dr. Chakraborty rightly pointed out, it is in a very starting note. This university has initiated to start a small incubation center, and government of West Bengal also, we have started Calcutta Biotech Park with at least 25 incubators. Recently, we have just started it. 5 to 10 incubators have been housed there, and we have started to feel the heat of the exact reality. There is demand for seed fund, there is demand for linking with the industry, there is demand for proper instrumentation facility, there is demand for proper linkage with the proper stakeholders. So all these problems are cropping up. So I think to address this problem, that is cropping up, we have to do a good groundwork, and we have to garner another stakeholders like Adamas University. So in the next session that is scheduled to be held on 25th, we can discuss it in details. So I think in future this university will continue to have a leading role in creating a great ecosystem in the state for entrepreneurs, for incubators, for enterprises, for industries will thrive together. And the proposed goal handshaking with the industry and the academic world will happen in real term. Thank you all.
So we would like to really look into the matters that you have discussed just now in the near future. So now I request Professor Ujjwal Kumar Chaudhary, Strategic Advisor, Adamas University and member, Board of Director, Youth Aid Foundation, to deliver the keynote address.
Thank you. Interestingly, our BioRec director has said that there are 74 incubators that BioRec itself has started. बड़ी अच्छी बात है, यहाँ बहुत शहरों से लोग आए हैं, मैं हिंदी भी मिक्स करके बात करता हूँ. बहुत अच्छी बात है कि बायो इकोनॉमी के 74 इंक्यूबेटर्स नए बिजनेस में लाने के लिए, बिजनेस में नए लोगों को लाने के लिए 74 इंक्यूबेटर्स बने हैं. बहुत अच्छी बात है. और ये अब बहुत सारे विश्वविद्यालयों के साथ मिलकर इसे आगे बढ़ाने में, इंक्यूबेशन को आगे बढ़ाने में मेरा विश्वास है, along with universities you must be working also with incubators which are there outside the system of the university as well. But within the university, the work that is being started, Adamas में जो शुरुआत हुई है, ये बड़ा अच्छा काम है. और इस विषय में और इस दिशा में यूथ एड फाउंडेशन के साथ मिलकर ये छठा जो उत्सव हो रहा है, छठा जो अधिवेशन हो रहा है, 14 राज्यों से जो आप लोग आए हैं, जिन लोगों ने छोटे छोटे बिजनेसेस शुरू किए हैं पिछले कुछ सालों में, कोविड के बावजूद भी जिन्होंने बिजनेसेस को जिंदा रख पाए हैं, इस संबंध में बातचीत होगी अगले 3 दिनों में. ये एक बहुत ही अच्छा वक्त है. इस वक्त मैं चाहूँगा कि भारत भर में एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का जो मोटा जो सिनेरियो है, पिक्चर, इसके बारे में थोड़ी सी बात हो जाए. पहले बात, एंटरप्रेन्योर किसको कहते हैं? हम सब जानते हैं कि जो व्यक्ति एक बिजनेस का रिस्क, फाइनेंशियल रिस्क लेते हुए बिजनेस शुरू करते हैं, उन्हें हम एंटरप्रेन्योर कहते हैं. ब्रॉडली अगर देखा जाए, 2 स्टैटिस्टिक्स आते हैं भारत के एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के संबंध में. एक है जो दुबई में, अभी दुबई में एक्सपो हुआ है, आप जानते हो, 2021 में 22 में शुरुआत में होने का था. दुबई 2020 था, तो हुआ कोविड के कारण 2 साल बाद. वहाँ एक ग्लोबल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप मॉनिटर GM ने अपना रिपोर्ट निकाला. उसने भारत को 4th पोजीशन इन स्टार्टिंग बिजनेस, न्यू बिजनेस कहा गया है, विच इज़ क्वाइट एनकरेजिंग. 4th पोजीशन इन स्टार्टिंग न्यू बिजनेस. एक और जो बहुत ही क्रेडिबल एक और परिसंख्यान है, मतलब स्टैटिस्टिक्स है, ग्लोबल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एंड डेवलपमेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन GEDI, उनका वो लोग निकालते हैं ग्लोबल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इंडेक्स. हर साल ग्लोबल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इंडेक्स निकालते हैं. 2021 का ही लास्ट है, 22 का अब तक आया नहीं है. इसमें भारत को स्कोर दिया गया 28.4, पोजीशन 63rd है, 62 देशों के पीछे है. और सबसे ऊंचा पोजीशन इसमें US का है, 83.6. 83.6 is the global index highest score in the world, where India has 28.4. एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इकोसिस्टम का ओवरऑल स्टडी के बेसिस पे ये करते हैं. और तीसरा एक संस्था है ग्लोबल एंटरप्रेन्योर्स नेटवर्क, GEN. भारत भी इसमें बहुत अच्छे से काफ़ी बढ़ चढ़ कर पार्टिसिपेट करता है. इसमें एक भारतीय मूल के विदेश में जो रहते हैं, NRI जिसको कहते हैं हम लोग, PIO कहते हैं, पीपल ऑफ इंडियन ओरिजिन, और नॉन रेसिडेंट इंडियंस, उनकी भी एक संस्था है TIE, द इंडस एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, जो इसमें काफ़ी एक्टिव है. तो ये सारे चीज़ों के माध्यम से हम देखते हैं भारत में एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का डेवलपमेंट तो हुआ है. मैं कुछ और स्टैटिस्टिक्स बताऊंगा, लेकिन अभी भी जो जिसकी आवश्यकता है, आत्मनिर्भरता की बात हमारे चांसलर ने भी कहा, आत्मनिर्भरता की बात बायरेक के डायरेक्टर ने भी कहा. आत्मनिर्भरता का जो रिक्वायरमेंट है, और उस जगह से जितनी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप बढ़नी चाहिए, वो अभी भी बहुत दूर है. हम लोग उदाहरण स्वरूप कह सकते हैं, 2010 में 471 स्टार्टअप्स रजिस्टर्ड हुए थे 2010 में. तो तब तक 471 जो फर्स्ट जनरेशन स्टार्टअप्स थे वो हुए थे. 2022 जून का फिगर है टोटल अभी तक 72,993 यानी 73,000 73,000 startups are registered, and the government has come out with a particular portal for that. In that portal, 72,993 are registered, and in this period, विशेष करके 2020 के पैंडेमिक के बाद में थर्ड लार्जेस्ट इकोसिस्टम ऑफ द वर्ल्ड कहा जा रहा है नए बिजनेसेस का, स्टार्टअप का. ये काफ़ी अच्छा रिमार्केबल फिगर है. और इंटरेस्टिंग बात यह है कि इसमें मोर देन 40% वीमेन स्टार्टअप्स, वीमेन लेड स्टार्टअप्स हैं. सो वीमेन लेड स्टार्टअप काफ़ी बड़ी संख्या में आई है, ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. investindia.gov.in भारत सरकार का एक जो पोर्टल है, उसमें कहा गया है कि 105 यूनिकॉर्न बने हैं. यूनिकॉर्न उन्हें कहते हैं जिनका $1 बिलियन का वैल्यूएशन, टर्नओवर नहीं, वैल्यूएशन. टर्नओवर भी काफ़ी अच्छा होना चाहिए, लेकिन वैल्यूएशन, पॉसिबिलिटीज टू मूव अहेड. 1 बिलियन भारतीय अगर संख्या में, भारतीय रुपयों में बात करें तो 78,000 करोड़, 78,000 करोड़ के वैल्यूएशन वाले नए कंपनी 105 यूनिकॉर्न बने हैं. और कलकत्ता में भी एक यूनिकॉर्न है, कोई नाम बोले? कलकत्ता का भी इन 105 में एक कलकत्ता से भी है, वाओ मोमो. यस यस, वाओ मोमो. वाओ मोमो जो कलकत्ता का एकमात्र यूनिकॉर्न है. सो ये आप देखते हैं. और इंटरेस्टिंगली ये स्टडी ये भी कहता है, भारत सरकार के investindia.gov.in में ही कहा गया है कि ओनली 5% एडल्ट्स इन इंडिया एस्टैब्लिश देयर ओन बिजनेस. ओनली 5% एडल्ट्स इन इंडिया एस्टैब्लिश देयर ओन बिजनेस. छोटा हो या बड़ा हो बिजनेस, चाहे 50,000 से शुरू हो या 50 लाख से या 50 करोड़ से, हम कह रहे हैं कि केवल 5% करते हैं. अगर कोई विश्वविद्यालय भारत में अपने 10% बच्चों को, अपने स्टूडेंट्स को पास करते वक्त या उसके अगले 1 साल के अंदर एंटरप्रेन्योर बना पाए, ये बहुत बड़ा सक्सेस है. तो द टारगेट ऑफ एवरी यूनिवर्सिटी इन दिस कंट्री, एंड देयर आर 1,042 universities in the last count, including both government and private. Around 53% of these are private universities. If 10% students turn small to medium, initially it will be all micro to medium only, MSME sector. If they can turn into entrepreneurs at some level or the other, it would be a great contribution towards Atmanirbharta. It will be a great contribution towards this national development. आपके इस ऑडियंस में के संदर्भ में बात करते हुए मैं ये भी कहूँगा, ये यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर समिट का 5th समिट है. मैं इसमें से 6th समिट, राइट, 6 नंबर, इसमें से 3 शायद मैं अटेंड किया हूँ. पहले मैंने बोला भी है उस प्रोग्राम्स में. तो वहाँ मैंने जो देखा है, अधिकतर आप लोग सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में भी कई तरह के हैं. सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में है. सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के 2 स्पेसिफिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है. बिजनेस में प्रॉफिट करना एकमात्र लक्ष्य या मूल लक्ष्य होना, यह स्वाभाविक है. एनी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, एनी बिजनेस शुड हैव अ प्राइमरी गोल ऑफ अर्निंग प्रॉफिट and giving value to the stakeholders or the shareholders of the company. Now that's common. जो social entrepreneurship में 2 मूल बातें हैं. एक, social change and upliftment through business. मतलब profit मुख्य नहीं है, सामाजिक परिवर्तन मुख्य है. Social change and upliftment of the people through business. ये पहला. और दूसरा, प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग विद स्टेकहोल्डर्स एंड वेलफेयर फोकस. जहाँ तक संभव है प्रॉफिट की कुछ हद तक शेयरिंग करके, जिससे कि ओवरऑल एवरीवन ओन्स अप इमोशनली, साइकोलॉजिकली, वर्क वाइज, इन एवरी वे. प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग होने से देयर इज अ सेंस ऑफ ओनरशिप, कस्टोडियनशिप अमॉन्ग द स्टेकहोल्डर्स. और इन्हीं के माध्यम से, ये 2 स्टेप्स के माध्यम से तीसरा आ जाता है, वो है मोर सस्टेनेबल, इको फ्रेंडली and long-term business, a business that becomes more sustainable and eco-friendly. ये 3 characteristics रहने से एक दूसरे के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है, तो हम उसको सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप या सामाजिक उद्यमता कहते हैं. और इसको आगे बढ़ाने के लिए आप लोगों ने यूथ एड फाउंडेशन से 43 डेज में 33 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स ऑफ महाराष्ट्र पे अपने जो उद्यमता यात्रा की, बहुत ही सराहनीय काम है. और इस तरह का यात्रा देश के अन्य राज्यों में भी होना चाहिए. कहते हुए जो मैं कहता हूँ, ऐसे बहुत सारे सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप बहुत बड़े आकार में भी गए. लिज्जत पापड़ एक बहुत छोटी संस्था थी, वहाँ से एक बड़े साइज में गया है. अमूल, बेयरफुट मैनेजर कुरियन वर्गीस के नेतृत्व में जो करीबन 10 लाख मिल्क कल्टीवेटर्स ऑफ गुजरात एक साथ मिलकर अमूल बनाए, उससे एक बहुत बड़ी संस्था बनी. सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप तरीके से शुरू हुआ था. अगर हम देखें कि नॉन कमर्शियल सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, लेकिन उसमें भी स्टेकहोल्डर्स की इनकम होती है, तो ऐसे 2-4 और संस्थाएं देखते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल पीपल ट्री नाम का संतोष पारुलेकर का संस्था है, जो यूथ को ट्रेन करके प्लेस करते हैं, डिफरेंट लोअर लेवल जॉब्स में प्लेस करते हैं। आज वो एक बड़ी संस्था बन गई है, लाखों के तादाद में युवाओं को वो प्लेस कर रहे हैं। वो सोशल सर्विस ज़बरदस्त, एक विश्वविद्यालय से कोई कम सर्विस नहीं है जब एक साल में ही 1 लाख से ज़्यादा बच्चों को वो ट्रेन करके काम में लगा रहे हैं, और उसका एक पूरा इकोनॉमी, एक साइकिल चल रहा है उसका। गूंज नाम का देश भर में हम जानते, अंशु गुप्ता ने गूंज की शुरुआत की थी। जो पुराने कपड़े हम फेंक देते हैं वो ना फेंक कर गूंज कलेक्ट करके उसे सॉर्ट करके उसमें डेवलपमेंट करके कुछ परिवर्तन करके उसका एक बहुत बड़ा एक रिसाइकल्ड बिजनेस खड़ा किया है। ये इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि हम रीयूज़ रिसाइकल की तरफ जाए। जिस तरह से हम कंज्यूमरिस्ट इकोनॉमी खड़ा किए हैं एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, पुराने एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में, वहाँ से निकल के सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप जो इको फ्रेंडली है, जो पर्यावरण के साथ मिलकर जिस उद्यमता की विकास होता है उसकी दिशा में हम जाए। मैं अप्रिशिएट करता हूँ यूथ एड को कि वस्त्र नाम का कपड़े का एक ब्रांड खड़ा कर रहे हैं आप लोग, और नवाहार नाम के मसाले और खाने में जो व्यवहार हो ऐसी चीज़ों का एक आप लोग खड़ा कर रहे हैं। शायद कभी ये भी लिज्जत पापड़ अमूल की तरफ बड़े आकार में आ जाए। अब जो स्मॉल बिजनेस के लिए एक कंड्यूसिव माहौल बन रहा है, एक तरफ आत्मनिर्भरता, इसकी बात हर जगह में हर प्लेटफॉर्म में हो रही है। आत्मनिर्भरता फोर्सेस द पर्सन टू थिंक डिफरेंटली, that you have to be on your own, and this pandemic has proven that even further. Entire Africa was suffering because nobody produced an antidote to COVID, and India became and thanks to efforts like BIRAC and pharmacy industry and many others, India has become the pharmacy capital of the world. हमने जो सबसे पहले के 4-5 जो वैक्सीन्स निकले हैं उसमें 2 हमारे देश से निकला है, कोवैक्सीन और कोविशील्ड, और कोविशील्ड दुनिया भर में स्प्रेड भी हुआ है काफ़ी अच्छे से, अब तो कोवैक्सीन भी हो रहा है। एक कंड्यूसिव माहौल बना है भारत में एक अभी आत्मनिर्भरता के स्लोगन के कारण भी और अदरवाइज भी, जैसे मैंने बताया कि 72,993 स्टार्टअप्स बने हैं, एक कंड्यूसिव माहौल बना है। और इस कंड्यूसिव माहौल में 2-3 जो मुख्य बातें हैं, 2% of profit of every company has to be spent for CSR. This is a very, very positive thing that promotes social entrepreneurship. In fact, Youth Aid Foundation के पीछे मैं इनका महाराष्ट्र का काम देखा हूँ, मैंने देखा है, तो वहाँ पर मैंने देखा है कि महिंद्रा ग्रुप, रिलायंस, भारती एयरटेल and few others are there. I think Kirloskar, Persistent Technologies, they have been putting crores of rupees for the work that is being done by CYD and Youth Aid India, Youth Aid Foundation there. And UNICEF and others have also added to that. So it's important that CSR support is taken by social entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship में केवल बैंक का ही support होगा ऐसा नहीं है, CSR support is also critical. Vendors to larger organization, बड़े संस्थाएं अपने छोटे डिपार्टमेंट्स बंद कर रहे हैं, जो सप्लाई चेन है वो छोटे वेंडर से ले रहे हैं, और छोटे वेंडरशिप has given rise to new business. So there is a huge possibility of being vendors to larger organization. Food and beverage, भारत बड़ा खाते पीते देश है, मतलब यानी खाना पसंद करता है, तो फूड एंड बेवरेज, आप लोगों में से बहुत लोगों के छोटे छोटे फूड बिजनेस से मुझे मालूम है, आप लोगों में से 2-4 जन तो चाय के चेन भी चलाते हैं। आपको आश्चर्य होगा, MBA पास करके एक बंदे ने MBA चाय वाला, जिसका ब्रांड नाम है आप जानते हो, सारे भारत में अब MBA चाय वाला स्प्रेड हो गया। 8,000 रुपये से पहली चाय दुकान बनाई थी, अब भारत भर में उसका चेन है। कलकत्ता में भी एक है उसका चेन, in Calcutta, one person from MBA Chaiwala is also here. Chain of the tea shops is also here. Food and beverage is big area for small businesses. और मजे की बात है, food and beverage ऐसा चीज़ है, कोविड टाइम में बहुत लोगों ने किया है, 3-4-5 हज़ार से भी शुरू की जा सकती है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल ट्रेनिंग एंड स्किल बिल्डिंग, इंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का एक बहुत बड़ा एरिया ये भी है। मैंने देखा है इस वक्त बहुत लोगों की जिनकी अच्छे ट्रेनर हैं लेकिन कहीं जॉब करते थे, उनकी नौकरी चली गई, वो इंडिपेंडेंट ट्रेनर बन गए, और taking help of social media have actually created a business. Training and skill building. West to best, इसके एग्जाम्पल पहले हमारे बायरेक के डायरेक्टर ने बहुत अच्छी तरह बताया कि वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट इज अ मेजर एरिया ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड व्हाट यू कॉल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप टुडे। आज QS एंड द टाइम्स हायर एजुकेशन में रैंकिंग आ गया सस्टेनेबिलिटी एंड वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट पे यूनिवर्सिटी को, और भारत का एक छोटा यूनिवर्सिटी जो एक छोटे शहर का है, शिमला का शुलिनी यूनिवर्सिटी को भारत का सबसे बेस्ट सस्टेनेबिलिटी के लिए अवार्ड मिला है। एंड मैं इस विश्वविद्यालय के साथ साथ मैं एक बांग्लादेश के भी एक विश्वविद्यालय का एडवाइज़र हूँ, डैफोडिल विश्वविद्यालय, उनको बांग्लादेश में जो शुलिनी को यहाँ मिला, बांग्लादेश में डैफोडिल को मिला है। And that has become a major business now. Every city, everywhere, small towns also need people to take care of the waste. And waste is of various types. कपड़े से लेकर, कागज से लेकर, यहाँ तक भी मल मूत्र से भी आप एनर्जी क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, बिजनेस क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. सामान, खाने के सामान जो फेंकते हैं उनसे, waste to best, waste is a huge opportunity has become a reality. कोविड ने ट्रैवल को रोक दिया था. डोमेस्टिक ट्रैवल फिर से अच्छी तरह शुरू हुआ है. ट्रैवल हैज ऑलवेज बिन स्मॉल की, लो की ट्रैवल, हाई की ट्रैवल हैज बिन अनदर एरिया ऑफ स्मॉल बिजनेस. आईटी एप्लीकेशंस एंड सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट, और छोटे छोटे सॉफ्टवेयर, छोटे छोटे आईटी एप्लीकेशन शुरू करके धीरे धीरे बड़े होना, बहुत बड़े एग्जाम्पल्स है. मैं आपके यहाँ उपस्थित लोगों को पहचान कराने के लिए एक आप लोगों में से एक एंटरप्रेन्योर को बोलूँगा जिनको मैंने आज से 5 साल पहले बिजनेस शुरू करते हुए देखा है एज स्मॉल सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोडक्शन एंड आईटी प्रोडक्शन. आज वो खड़े हैं. विकी, आप ज़रा अपने 2 मिनट आपके बारे में बताएं. कोई उनकी माइक उनको दे, यहाँ कोई है वॉलंटियर्स, कोई है? एक माइक दे दो उनको. नहीं दे दें, आपको दे रहे हैं, 1 मिनट. एंड यू बी हेयर, आईटी से जो एक जन सामने बैठी है, एक हैंड में माइक दीजिए. ये विक्की को मैंने 5 साल पहले देखा था. आज वो अपने एक्सेलरेटर के लिए आए हैं. सो मैं उनसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि थोड़े आपने जो 1-2 सेंटेंस में बताइए कि इस बिजनेस को कहाँ से शुरू किए थे, कहाँ पे आज हो.
हेलो, यस.
नाम और कहाँ से हो पहले बताओ.
मेरा नाम विकी कालबांडे है. मैं अमरावती, महाराष्ट्र से हूँ. और 2015 में मैंने एक सेकेंड हैंड लैपटॉप 8,000 रुपये का लेके उससे सॉफ्टवेयर का काम शुरू हुआ था.
He is engineer. He is himself a
I am
software
electronics and telecommunication engineer. And 2015 के बाद में फिर आज तक इंक्लूडिंग इंडिया के हर एक स्टेट में मेरे सॉफ्टवेयर के पेड यूजर्स है. इवन इन कोलकाता, आई एम वेरी प्राउडली टू से हियर आई हैव 500 यूजर्स, पेड यूजर्स इन कोलकाता ओनली. More than 20,000 paid users in all over India, and 17 other countries also using my software. And today our turnover is 1 crore and 2 lakh.
The
Thank
last
you so
audited
much.
turnover, the last audited turnover
Yeah.
is 1 crore and 2 lakhs.
That's all.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू. ये अभी नए 2-3 नए सॉफ्टवेयर बनाने की हिम्मत जुटाए हैं, अभी वो कर रहे हैं. सो जो मैं कहना चाह रहा था कि देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी, प्लीज सेटल डाउन, इमीडिएटली सेटल डाउन एवरीवन. सो जो मैं कहना चाह रहा था कि आईटी एप्लीकेशंस एंड सॉफ्टवेयर भी कम इन्वेस्टमेंट से शुरू होकर एक जगह जा सकती है, बट इट इज नॉलेज इंटेंसिव बिजनेस. इसके लिए नॉलेज की आवश्यकता है. मैं और 2-4 लोगों को बुला के उदाहरण ले सकता हूँ, लेकिन नहीं जा रहा हूँ. मैं भोपाल गया था कुछ दिन पहले, वहाँ भी मैंने देखा है कि महिलाएं किस तरह से हाथ के काम, हाथ के जो उनका जो क्राफ्ट है उसको यूज़ करके किस तरह से एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप शुरू किए, उसके भी एग्जांपल देखें. कंक्लूड करना चाहूँगा. कंक्लूड करने के पहले ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि आज यहाँ बहुत लोग आए हैं जिन लोगों ने बिजनेस शुरू कर दी है. अब वो आप एक्सेलरेटर के लिए आए हैं, जैसे विकी भी. एक्सेलरेटर अगले लेवल में कैसे जाए. किसी का 5 लाख टर्नओवर हुआ तो 25 में कैसे जाए, 1 करोड़ टर्नओवर हुआ तो 5 करोड़ में कैसे जाए. अगला लेवल क्या हो, उसको एक्सेलरेट बोलते हैं. एक्सेलरेटर स्पीड बढ़ाना, इनक्यूबेट शुरू करना, और एक्सेलरेट स्पीड बढ़ाना. तो एक्सेलरेटर गाड़ी में भी हम एक्सेलरेटर दबाते हैं ना, गाड़ी की स्पीड बढ़ाने के लिए. तो अब यहाँ आप एक्सेलरेटर दबाने के लिए आए हैं. तो हमारे यूनिवर्सिटी की भी एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, और जितने भी बाकी लोग स्पीकर हैं कल भी और परसों भी, कैसे आपको एक्सेलरेटर बनाया जाए अच्छे से, इसके प्रति एक्सेलरेट किया जाए, उस पर हम लोग चर्चा करेंगे. रिसर्च बहुत ज़रूरी है कि रिसर्च, लोग दिमाग में अपना पूरा बिजनेस का आइडिया रखते हैं, कागज़ में नहीं लाते हैं, और कागज़ में बिजनेस प्लान बनाना नहीं सीखते. मैं जानता हूँ यूथ एड ने 16,000 लोगों को बिजनेस प्लान बनाने की मतलब उसकी ट्रेनिंग दी है, और उसमें से 6-7 हज़ार लोग बिजनेस शुरू भी किए हैं. लेकिन रिसर्च एंड बिजनेस प्लान बनाना बहुत ज़रूरी है. मैंने टेलीविज़न चैनल बनते हुए देखा है, बस कुछ एक्स्ट्रा पैसे थे जो इन्वेस्टर को वो लगा दिए, लेकिन उसका बिजनेस प्लान 5 साल का नहीं बनाया मैंने. और दूसरा जो एंटायर सप्लाई चेन एंड वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन ख्याल होना चाहिए. मैं क्यों हूँ, वाई डू आई मीन्स द बिजनेस, वाई डज माई बिजनेस एग्जिस्ट. ये आंसर जब तक क्लियर नहीं होगा तब तक बिजनेस सफल नहीं होगा. अगर इस विश्वविद्यालय का, अगर मैंने समझा है इस विश्वविद्यालय को थोड़ी हद तक, कुछ हद तक, तो इस विश्वविद्यालय का रैशनल या वो वाइनेस है कि बंगाल की मिट्टी में विश्व स्तरीय विश्वविद्यालय तैयार करने की आवश्यकता थी. उस आवश्यकता को पूर्ण करने के लिए ये कोशिश करेगी. ये लक्ष्य था. सो इस तरह हर बिजनेस का एक लक्ष्य या एक क्या कहते हैं इसको, वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन, एक वाइनेस होना चाहिए. आप अपना बिजनेस का, मैंने 6 जन ने चाय की दुकान लगाई, मैंने भी चाय की दुकान लगा दी, नहीं होने वाला है. तो उन 6 से आपका डिफरेंशिएटर क्या है, उसका अगला पॉइंट है डिफरेंशिएटर। वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन का एक है वाइनेस और दूसरा है डिफरेंशिएटर। और एंटायर सप्लाई चेन, सस्ते से सस्ता कहाँ से मुझे इंग्रेडिएंट मिलेगा, रॉ मटेरियल मिलेगा, और बेस्ट मार्केट कहाँ पे होगा। हर समय बेस्ट मार्केट नहीं मिलेगा तो सेकंड बेस्ट मार्केट कैसे होगा। कम्युनिकेशन, बहुत छोटे बिजनेस में द पर्सन हु स्टार्ट्स द बिजनेस इज द बिगेस्ट ब्रांड एम्बेसडर। उस ब्रांड का, उस काम का एम्बेसडर वो खुद ही होता है। सो कम्युनिकेशन एंड यूजिंग सोशल मीडिया, इट हैज़ बिकम वेरी चीप। अखबार, टेलीविजन, रेडियो में आवश्यकता नहीं है, बहुत कम कारणों के अलावा जाने की आवश्यकता नहीं है। और अवेलेबल टेक्नोलॉजी जो उन्होंने बताया बायरेक के डायरेक्टर ने कि बहुत सारे टेक्नोलॉजी अवेलेबल है मार्केट में, अवेलेबल टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज़ करते हुए हम डिसरप्टिव ग्रोथ करा सकते हैं। यानी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, विशेष करके सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, सामाजिक उद्यमता, उसका माहौल बन चुका है अब देश में। आत्मनिर्भरता की बात के कारण, छोटे छोटे टेक्नोलॉजीज के कारण, वेंडर्स की आवश्यकता होने के कारण, भारत के कुछ ऐसे अभ्यास हैं जिसका खाना पीना हो, घूमना हो या वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट हो, ये सब के कारण एक माहौल बना है कि हम छोटे बिजनेस करके सफल हो सकते हैं। 50,000, 1 लाख, 1.5 लाख से शुरू करके, इन्होंने तो कहा 8,000 से शुरू किया। तो इस तरह से मैं जानता हूँ 6,000 से MBA चाय वाले ने शुरू किया। हम वहाँ से शुरू करके एक जगह पहुँच सकते हैं, और उसको कैसे पहुँच सकते हैं उसकी इस खोज में, और जिन लोगों ने ऑलरेडी शुरू कर दिया वो अगले पड़ाव में कैसे जा सकते हैं उसकी खोज में, फॉर दैट सर्च यू हैव कम हियर। लेट योर stay of 2.5 days be very fruitful, productive. Let your visit, perhaps many of you have come to Calcutta first time, so ख़त्म 18 तारीख को हो जाएगा, 19 को कलकत्ता भी देखिए जाने के पहले। so इसके माध्यम से आप एक नए जोश के साथ अपने अपने शहरों में जाएं और बिजनेस को आगे बढ़ाएं, और साथ साथ समाज परिवर्तन को भी कंट्रीब्यूट कीजिए। धन्यवाद आपके एकाग्रता के लिए।
Thank you, sir, for the words of wisdom. Now I would like to request Dr. Swapnil Sinha, a bio-entrepreneur, founder of Altanostics Labs Private Limited and CEO IIT Guwahati Bionest, to share her views.
Thank you, and I would like to express my gratitude to Chancellor Sir, Vice Chancellor, and all those who are present on the dais. And I would like to really thank Dr. Saptarishi for inviting me here. In the beginning, I was listening to Chancellor Sir, and he very rightly pointed out that universities should be job creators, should invest in students who will become job creators rather than job seekers. And it is, I would say, is the right time for you all who are present here. That you are actually starting your entrepreneurship journey at the very right time. Why I'm saying this, because like Dr. Chakraborty also pointed out, it's never an easy ride. And way back in 2000, when I started my PhD in early 2000, and I was always having this thought in my mind that at one point of time, I'm going to create something of my own ventures. And at that point, I had no idea how to do that. I did my PhD, went for postdocs to gain that skill set that is needed, and then I was clueless. It's very weird that at that point of your life, when you have done your PhD, you have all the way gone up for degrees, and then you're clueless. Not because I wasn't getting job offers, but it was more I wanted to start something on my own, but I didn't have the proper platform at that point of time. But then BIRAC happened, and and that was after like 4 or 5 years after I did my postdocs and returned to India. And then I realized that at that point of time, when you're totally clueless, you need someone, that kind of hand-holding, which was not there at that time. And right now, it's a very good opportunity for students like you and the early entrepreneurs, that you have all right tool set, all right mentorship, and a mindset, of course. I remember when I told my parents that I'm leaving my government job to start my own venture, they thought that that is the worst mistake I'm committing in my life. They still don't understand what I do. But I feel satisfied because I am now catering on my own thoughts, my own creativity, with the help of a lot of people and a lot of organizations involved in the entire process. So when I moved to this CEO position of Bio-Innovators Incubator Center quite recently, few months ago, And I was talking to Moshmi also, and I said that, I was an entrepreneur before, still am. And when I moved to the other side of the table, I realized I know what my incubatees and any wannabe entrepreneur who comes to our door looking for incubation, what they need. I know what are their pain points. I know from where we need to start mentoring them, from where we need to handhold them to work on their ideation, develop a prototype, and then accelerate. It was very candidly explained by Professor Ujjwal that only 5%. I was amazed to listen to the statistics that only 5% of people they really come up with this idea to do something of their own to start a business. And I think after this pandemic and after lots of this ecosystem is developing right now, and this 5% of course is going to increase. And I would when in Northeast, I'm from Guwahati. So in Northeast previously, 5 years ago, there was no such ecosystem of entrepreneurship. A lot of youth there, they are educated, but they were leaving Northeast and they didn't know what to do. But then slowly and slowly things got forming, and then they decided that they have to stay back, and now they can start their own things. It was very encouraging. And in this pandemic, of course, they learned that, of course, sitting at home and working on many, many ideas and getting all the necessary hand-holding, they can now, make their dreams a reality of their own creativity. And I just really, I was talking previously, Dr. Saptarishi also, that this ecosystem is actually missing in West Bengal. And summits like this, hosting them here in this state would actually add a lot of value to the youth, and they will, from these 13 states, now you are representing almost pan-India. But then we had more participation from West Bengal. And this ecosystem needs to build, which was, we didn't, in Northeast, I was looking at the statistics, and in Northeast, it was, like I said, 5 years ago, it was not nothing, but many people, they don't even know. Still now, they don't know. Like I met one entrepreneur, he is from Arunachal, and his enterprise, they are making wines from local produce, like kiwi. They are producing kiwi, strawberries in their farms, and they are making wine out of it. They have a market there only, but they don't even know how to reach the pan-India market, forget about exporting them, and they don't even know how to get certification, the regulatory pipelines, all the compliances. So these are the things that even people are operating at their grassroots level. It is a very small enterprise, but they have an excellent product. There is one person who's into social entrepreneurship, and they are making these very cost-effective, educational kits for school students, and he's basically targeting students from villages and from and they're distributing it to Anganwadi. And these kits they have developed in their startup, but their reach is very limited. They don't know how to reach beyond few villages, beyond few schools. And that is where we are designing programs to give them a global outreach, and helping them to understand the entire pipeline, starting from developing the product and because people, and I've met a lot of entrepreneurs who don't understand the importance of regulatory networks, all the compliances and all those things. And these things, and if you educate them on those lines, they can have their product placed on global pedestal. So I had a very bumpy ride. Still, I'm struggling, being an entrepreneur, because like I said, I didn't have. I got those hand holding when I'm almost, maybe 35 plus. But you guys are really fortunate to have all these right tool set at the right time. So every old thing gives way to new, and right now new is you. So I really wish you all very best of luck in your entrepreneur journey, and I hope that these 2 to 3 days will be very helpful for you. Like Dr. Ujjwal pointed out, that being incubation, then how to accelerate to the next levels from ideation to market entry. So just utilize these days, and very best luck to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for this inspiration words. Now I would request Professor Dipendra Kumar Jha, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Adamas University, to address the gathering.
Thank you. Good evening, one and all. Honorable Chancellor, Professor Dr. Samit Ray, Chief Guest Dr. Shubhra Ranjan Chakraborty, Chief Director Operations Biotech, Mr. Sudipta Parel, Joint Secretary, West Bengal Science and Technology and Biotechnology, Dr. Swapnil Sinha, CEO IIT Guwahati Bionest, Mr. Matthew Mutton, Chairman Youth Aid Foundation, Professor Chaudhary, Dr. Chatterjee, my dear colleagues here, deans and HODs, and dear participants. It's wonderful to witness this summit. I remember speaking, I think, a few weeks back with Mr. Matthew Mutton, and when he proposed that, can we have this summit first time outside of Maharashtra. And it was a e-meeting, and I was excited, obviously, that anything of this sort is more than welcome. What we have done here, we have heard statistics that only 5% actually have that entrepreneurial spirit. What we have done here is entrepreneurship, or say incubation, is made, it's deeply rooted to everything that we do at the university. It was in 2020 when we were doing a restructuring. हमने यूनिवर्सिटी के डिफरेंट जो पोर्टफोलियोज होते हैं जब हम वो बना रहे थे तो इंक्यूबेशन वाज फाउंड टू बी वन ऑफ कंसिडर्ड टू बी वन ऑफ द मेजर कंपोनेंट ओके सो इट कैन नॉट बी जस्ट लाइक स्पोरेडिक थिंग दैट कुछ बच्चे हैं जो एंटरप्रेन्योर हैं या कुछ किसी के पास आइडिया है वो आ रहे हैं और हम केवल उनको नर्चर करें दैट वाज नॉट द आइडिया वाज दैट कैन वी इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज इट. And then, Dr. Saptarshi Chatterjee, who took over as the director of this incubation center. Later on, thanks to BIREC, and there are other initiatives as well, we became the first of 10 EUA centers of the country. We have started, like what we started on our own, thanks to the agencies like BIREC, they have actually, added to, our enthusiasm. And now we are holding this summit. For next 2 days, after today, 2 more days you are here. I'm sure that today our own students actually they could not come. I think they are actually busy with their exams. The final exams are going on, and that is why probably they are not in many numbers. But I'm sure when you are exhibiting, when the different session begin tomorrow, I'm sure that many of the students will join, and they are going to benefit out of what all you have achieved or what all you have ventured for. What we did, as I said, restructuring, we did that. Then we also thought that how can we initiate this? एक जो होता है ना बीज कैसे दिया जाए कि सबको एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप पता होना चाहिए. कुछ लोगों को पता होता है, बाकी लोग शायद उनमें है, बट उनको कोई बताता नहीं है कि कहाँ से हैंड होल्डिंग होगा. हाउ कैन आई एक्चुअली गेट इनटू समथिंग लाइक दिस? सो व्हाट वी स्टार्टेड वाज वन कंपल्सरी कोर्स. एक हमने सब्जेक्ट शुरू किया जिसका नाम है वेंचर आइडिएशन. इनफैक्ट ही इज द कोर्स कोऑर्डिनेटर आल्सो. एंड वेंचर आइडिएशन इज अ कंपल्सरी कोर्स. तो हर एक बच्चे को यहाँ पे जो हमारे यूनिवर्सिटी में लेता है, दाखिला लेता है, उसको वेंचर आइडिएशन कोर्स करना है. Whether he will become an entrepreneur or not, that's a different thing. Whether he will start eventually his own business, that's a different thing. But केवल जरूरी नहीं है कि आप बिजनेस ही हर कोई को शुरू करना है. एक स्पिरिट है, एंटरप्रेन्योरियल स्पिरिट. सर्टेन चीज़ें जैसे आप डिसीजन मेकिंग कैसे करते हो, आप कम रिसोर्सेज से कैसे आप बेहतर फ़ायदा ले सकते हो. अगर प्लान ए फेल हो जाए तो प्लान बी में क्विकली कैसे जंप कर सकते हो. दीज आर सम ऑफ द ट्रेड्स ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योर. So we wanted all our students to actually get hold of these spirit. So अगर वो बेहतर करते हैं वहाँ पे, अगर उनको लगता है हमने कोशिश हम कर रहे हैं कि न केवल हमारे लोग बल्कि बाहर के लोग भी जो एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हैं जो अगर वो फेल हो गए हैं तब भी चलेगा, क्योंकि वो सबसे बड़ा वो होता है, मतलब एग्जाम्पल होता है. So I mean, I value actually the failures actually more than probably the success story. Of course, you all need to be successful, but failures जो है उससे नहीं घबराना है, उससे नहीं घबराना है, तो इसलिए हम उनको भी बुलाते हैं और यहाँ पे हमारे बच्चों से वो बात करते हैं कि ये ऐसे करना चाहिए. So that because failure is the only expected thing that you will get when you start. I'm sure that many of you, not necessarily the final failure, but कई steps में failures आते हैं, छोटी छोटी steps में जब आप सोचते हो कि हमें ये करना है और ये इतना बड़ा हो जाएगा, and it doesn't work. So I think वो failures दिखाना, बताना उनको कि ये part of game है और ये must है. जब आप success होना चाहते हो तो ये failures के through ही गुजरना होगा. So I think those things we wanted to inculcate this in our students, and hence we started something called venture ideation. अगर ये बेहतर हो जाता है और बहुत लोग हैं जो उसके बाद में आगे जाना चाहते हैं, then we will have an elective course which is only for those students who are actually willing to go for it. That will be venture implementation. So 2 courses, subjects, I mean, venture ideation और venture implementation. इसके जरिए हमने कोशिश की है कि हम डीपली रूटेड, जो मैंने कहा ना कि एक केवल विभाग बना देने से, डिपार्टमेंट बना देने से नहीं होगा, उसके लिए हम कैसे जाएं, हर एक लोगों के बीच में, बच्चों के बीच में कैसे पहुंचो हमारी, इसके लिए हमने कोशिश की. एंड आई एम श्योर दैट पीपल आर, आई मीन द स्टूडेंट्स आर फाइंडिंग इट गुड इनफ and the numbers are increasing. I'm told that the pre-incubatees, the number has pre-incubate, then only incubation, and then of course acceleration and other things happen. Pre-incubation stage, because we just started in 2020 in an institutionalized way. Of course, we used to have entrepreneurs even earlier, but 2020 we started on a institutional way, and already we have numbers of pre-incubatees from science, non-science, and all backgrounds. So I think this is something even the teachers are getting interested in. एक पूरा इकोसिस्टम डेवलप करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे, और उसी का एक हिस्सा है ये समिट जो आज हो रहा है. ये इकोसिस्टम बनाने का ही हिस्सा है. ये हम चाहते हैं कि आपने जो भी सक्सेस या फेल्योर आपने देखा है, when you are going to share with our student and the people around, they are going to get inspired. Right? So this is what we are going doing at the university, and I'm sure you all know what it takes to be I had actually heard a long time back that there are 5 elements that one should actually be very careful when you are starting any business or say entrepreneurial journey. 5 things, BSTND, I mean best and they call it. The first and foremost thing is B is believing in your instinct, something, the gut feeling that you can do it. That is most important, and I'm sure that all of you have had that gut feeling, had that instinct, and that is why you are here today. The next is BSS is staying positive. No matter how many times you fail, you stay positive. That's the mantra is. So I'm sure that you are here for the next level, but then many of you probably will not make it to the next level. You may have to wait, but that's okay. And this is also part of the game, and maybe you need some more time to actually revise, do some revision, and then prepare your plan accordingly. The third thing, BST, take calculated risks. I think that's the most important thing. If you're not there to take risks, you just cannot be successful. So taking calculated risks. Calculated means only take risks up to which you can actually sustain. So that's the third thing. ND. The N is never ignore a good advice. Don't think that you are the best actually because you have started. There would be many people who will come in your way, and probably they would not have started their own business, but they would give you some advice, and you just think through that whether that advice is worth considering or not. Do not reject them. And the final D is don't view challenges as hurdles. Challenges are bound to be there. Had it been a cakewalk, everybody would have done it, would have thought about it. कौन नहीं चाहता है कि पैसे कमाएं हम? हर कोई चाहता है. तो अगर ये इतना आसान होता तो हर कोई ये 5% ना होता जो लोग सोचते हैं, वो 95 भी सोचते हैं. It's a food for thought actually. So turn them into opportunities. Don't think that they are your hurdles and you're not going to get through. So I think these are certain things that I thought I have learned, and probably I thought as a teacher I would also share with you all. So all the best for next 2 days, as Professor Chaudhary also said, बहुत सारे लोग पहली बार आए होंगे यहाँ पे. Take your time to actually don't just get indulged into what you have come here for. Obviously वो तो करेंगे ही आप, but उसके अलावा भी आप कोशिश करें कि यूनिवर्सिटी को देखें आप, जो फैसिलिटीज़ हैं हमारी. ऐसे ही हम वर्ड ऑफ माउथ होता है, दूसरे जगह भी जाते हैं, हम बात करते हैं. आप यहाँ से जब जाएंगे, आप यहाँ से स्टोरीज लेके जाएं कि हम गए थे यहाँ वेस्ट बंगाल में, कैलकाटा में, और हमने देखा इतनी वर्ल्ड क्लास एक यूनिवर्सिटी है यहाँ पे जो इस तरह से काम करती है, ऐसा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है. ट्राई टू मेक फ्रेंड्स एमोंग योरसेल्फ. आई एम श्योर कि बहुत सारे लोग आप एक दूसरे को नहीं जानते होंगे, तो ये एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है आपके लिए कि आप दोस्त बनाएं, मे बी फ्रेंड फॉर लाइफ टाइम, जो आपको आगे जाके एक दूसरे को हेल्प करेंगे. और कहीं भी किसी भी कदम पे हमारे वॉलंटियर्स, हमारे लोग यहाँ पे हैं जो आपके लिए हैं यहाँ पे. अगर कहीं भी लगे कि आपको कोई चीज़ की ज़रूरत है, feel free to contact us, contact anyone in the university including the Vice Chancellor, and I hope that you will have the best of your time here that you are going to spend here. Thank you and have a wonderful time here.
Thank you very much, sir, for such kind words. Now I would like to request Professor Rudra Prasad Shah, Dean School of Life Science and Biotechnology, to speak a few words.
Thank you. Honorable Chancellor Sir, Professor Shomit Roy, Honorable Vice Chancellor Kumar Jha, dignitaries on the dais and of the dais. So I fall within the 95%. So I have never thought about starting any business or entrepreneurial venture. But however, I have seen many students who have actually started from Adamos University. They have initiated few things. Now they are under the startup in the BIRAC Incubator Center under. And as a teacher, my job is to encourage them. And also, as Professor Jha mentioned earlier, that we have initiated incorporated many topics. Likewise, venture ideation. There are many others also, especially in case of BTech or professional programs. There are many capstone projects and other things that are related to entrepreneurship and business. So we have incorporated lot of things, and as a teacher, we initiated and we also encouraged our students to start various ventures. Sometimes they may fail, or sometimes they become successful. All of you are somewhat successful, and you are now in different stage looking for, as some are incubators, some are accelerator, but there are also resistances. I'm sure you have overcome all those resistances, especially at home, as Dr. Sinha mentioned, that first resistance come from the home, that why business? Okay, so I want to thank all of you, because you have overcome all those hurdles from society, from your home. Now you are become on the path to a success. So thank you very much. I'm sure our students will, when they interact with you next 2 days, they will learn from you, and together we can build a better society tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. So I hope the next 2 days will be great for all of us. So before ending today's session, I would like to request Dr. Moshumi Shah to please come up on the dais and give the vote of thanks.
Good evening all. I feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on first Bio-Innovator Meet and 6th Yesummit 2022, jointly organized by Adamos University and UTED Foundation in association with EUVA Center for Incubation, Falling Walls Lab Berlin, and School of Life Science and Biotechnology. Once a great man whispered, feeling thankfulness and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. Today I take the opportunity to put all my gratitude into words. From the entire fraternity of Adamos University and UTED Foundation, I extend a really hearty vote of thanks to our honorable chief guest, Dr. Shubhra Ranjan Chakraborty, Director Operation BIRAC, Government of India, our guest of honor, Mr. Sudipta Porel, Joint Secretary, Department of Science and Technology and Biotechnology, Government of West Bengal, and special guest, Dr. Swapnil Sinha, CEO, Bionist, IIT Guwahati. who spared their time from their busy schedule to grace the occasion. Today we had an opportunity to hear from all of you, and this will surely be going to encourage us and participants for making better society and Atmanirbhar Bharat. I would like to thank all the honorable delegates who blessed us with their presence. I am also very thankful to Program Advisor Committee and invited speaker. Words are not enough to thank for your constant guidance and support should shape the event. More than 125 entrepreneurs, startup incubators and innovators from 13 different states of our country are present in this event, which is huge success in itself. I, on behalf of organizing committee, convey my deep regards and heartiest thanks to our Honorable Chancellor, Professor Shamit Ray. I am also thankful to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dipender Kumar Jha. They help us in obtaining the necessary administrative approval for organizing the event in our campus. They supported in all the possible manner to organize the event. My special thanks to Professor Ray and Professor Jha for their gracious presence at the inaugural ceremony. My sincere thanks to Mr. Matthew Martin, Chairman, Youth Aid Foundation, and Professor Ujjwal Kumar Chaudhary, Strategic Advisor, Adamas University, and Member, Board of Director, Youth Aid Foundation, for their constant support and help at various stages. I would like to thank all the respected dean, directors, and dignitaries who have blessed us with their presence. I would like to convey my thanks to entire team of Yuva Center, Youth Aid Foundation, and School of Life Science and Biotechnology for their constant help that radiate a source of energy within us. I am very much thankful to all our faculty colleagues and non-teaching staff who has always stand by us and motivate us. I feel proud and thanking for making this event a successful one. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. The whole start in the month in advance. I cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zone. We are grateful to Biotechnology Industry Research Assistant Council, BIRAC, Department of Biotechnology, Government of India for being the sponsoring organization. It would have been impossible to organize it without their support. I would also like to thank our transportation, accommodation, project, housing, and catering team. Without you guys, this event was not possible. Thank you very much again. Finally, I thank all the participants for your cordial cooperation and wish you all to have a wonderful stay at Adamas University. Enjoy the event and campus life of our beautiful university. Before ending the today's session, I would like to request our Honorable Chancellor Sir and Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir to inaugurate the exhibition of the innovative product display at various stalls placed at the ground floor Registrar Building and School of Engineering and Technology. I would also request all the dignitaries, delegates, and everybody present here to join and appraise this exhibition.
पार्टिसिपेंट्स जिनका स्टॉल में एग्जीबिशन है वो लोग अपने स्टॉल में प्लीज़ चले जाएं।